Hey, what's up? Welcome to a new reading vlog. So in this reading vlog, I'm actually not 100% sure what I'm going to be doing, but right now, also it's Thursday, September 19th, noon. I'm going to be cleaning some things, so this is the perfect time to continue listening to the audiobook of House and Soul and Sorrows by Erin A. Graig. What's happening with the light? Yeah, so this since I'm going to be cleaning, decided this is a great time to start listening again to the audiobook of House and Soul and Sorrows by Erin A. Graig. This is a reread. I've been wanting to read the second book for a while, but I read this so long ago that I don't really remember what happened in this book. So yes, I'm just listening to the audiobook of it instead of like actually physically reading it. Yeah, so don't mind that. Okay, yes, that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm currently on page 113, chapter 13. So I don't know how long it's gonna take me to do the cleaning, so we'll see. I'll come back to you when I think probably once I'm done, and we'll see like how far into this I get. So I feel it's gonna take me a little while to clean everything. So yeah, that's the plan for at least for today. I'm also still rereading 3 Dark Crowns by Kendare Blake. Haven't made any progress. I'm on page 134. So I don't know if I'm gonna pick this up. It's Thursday. This week probably not, I don't know. But then I also got on Libby, the ebook came through for Powerless by Lauren Roberts. Is that right? The fantasy book. So I read a few pages of that, not last night, the night before. And that's probably just gonna be like my nighttime book and my if I go outside book. But I only have 21 days to read it, so there's also that. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's the plans for right now. I'm gonna get started on the cleaning and listening to House and Soul and Sorrow. So I'll catch up with you guys again later. All right, so don't remember what my last update was, but I finished House and Sorrows by Erin A. Graig a few days ago. Don't remember when that was. But I think I gave it my reread 3 stars. I think my first read, when I first read, I gave it 4, so 3 stars. It was decent. I am glad I did reread it, because there was a lot that I didn't remember that happened, but there were like some like major plot points that I did remember, but I just didn't know like how we got there, you know. I am excited to read the next book in the series called House of Roots and Ruin. So yeah, so there's that. And then today, a little bit ago, finally finished my reread of 3 Dark Crowns by Kendare Blake. It's the first book in the series. This is a reread for me. And hey, so I'm editing this video right now and I realized that I forgot. So this last clip, for some reason I was like, oh, I'm not gonna film this update now. I'll film it a little bit later, and then I forgot to do that. So And I know that in the rest of the vlog, I don't talk about my reread of TBR Crown. So I'm going to talk about it now. The update now. So basically, yeah, I finished my reread of TBR Crowns. I think rating wise, I think it's the same. It's 3 stars. I think I gave it 3 stars the first time I read it. I enjoyed it. I'm glad that I am doing this reread because I'm excited to get to the other books in the series to reread those. And I'll say this one thing. I don't remember. I at this point, I forgot the guy's name, but yeah, I forgot his name. But this one character, I didn't remember him being so annoying in the book. Like the things he was doing, things he was saying, I'm like, bro. So yeah, the first time I read it, I don't remember him being that annoying. But yeah, I'm glad that I'm rereading it, and I'm excited to get to the other books in the series because I remember that I felt that the books just got better as the series went on. So yeah, then I did mention I've been trying to read of Hustle and Sorrows. Yeah, there were a lot of things in that I forgot about, or like I knew. I kind of remember happening, but I didn't remember like how they got there. So yeah, I enjoyed both my rereads, and the rest of the vlog is me starting to read The Shadow Cabinet by Juno Dawson. So let's get back to the actual vlog. Hey, what's up? So, don't remember when my last update was, but it is now Sunday, September 29th. It's 1:05 p.m. And okay, I'm debating, should I start with a reading update or should I start with the life update? Let's just start with the life update really quickly. Okay, so basically, I've mentioned it in like previous vlogs how I've been looking for a job because I got let go of my last job over a year ago. It's rough out there, guys. Okay, so basically I still couldn't find anything. I've done a few interviews, spoken to a few recruiters, and nothing has come of it. So the job I had previous to my other job, I had a retail job. So basically I'm like, I need money because you know you need money to live. So I reached out to my old GM from the retail job that I had a few years back, and I told him the situation, looking for a job, can't find anything, can I come back? And he was like, yeah, it's cool. So I was rehired for the retail jobs. I'm back in retail. It's the same store but a different location. So yeah, I started this last week. I worked 2 days, and I don't know when we're gonna work again because I left on Thursday and I was like, hey, when do I come back? And they were like, oh, we'll let you know. They haven't let me know. So I'm waiting, and it's Sunday, so I guess it's 1. If nobody like lets me know by the time the store closes today, which I think it's at 6, I'll call in the morning tomorrow when the store opens and be like, yo, when do you want me to come back in again? Because hello. So there's that. That's the main update, and I wanted to mention it just because one, because now I'm gonna be like, you know, working again and be at home less, and I honestly feel like I'll be doing more reading than I was when I wasn't working, because looking for a job is like a full-time job. And also, while I was looking for a job, I felt like if I wasn't like actively looking, like doing like researching, looking for jobs, I felt lazy because if I was reading, because I was like, you need to be looking for a job. So I felt like I was doing less reading while I was unemployed, because I was like, yeah, I felt guilty like reading, especially in the weekdays, because I'm like, you need a job. So I felt, and yeah, so I felt like guilty like reading, so I wasn't reading. I feel like I wasn't reading as much as I could be. So now that I have this job, which is temporary, and I'm probably gonna start looking again for like an admin job again, and like about maybe around a month. Yeah, because I want something, because this retail job is part-time, so I want something full-time. So I probably will start looking again in around a month. And yeah, so I think I'm gonna now that I'm working, this is gonna be, I feel it's gonna be more reading, because I could read on the train, train/bus, when I'm going and coming back from work. And then also I won't feel guilty when I'm reading, because I'll have an income. And that's the main reason why I felt guilty. I was reading pre-job, if that makes sense, because I felt like I had to be looking for a job. So I was consistent, like constantly doing that, just like looking for jobs. Anyways, yeah, so that's a life update. So reading updates. Kindle, I've kind of been reading Powerless by, what was her name, Lauren Roberts? Wait, yeah, Lauren Roberts, the fantasy book, this one. And I've only read the first 2 chapters. So far I'm not really vibing with it. I feel like, I don't know, I think this is her debut book, and I feel like from the first 2 chapters it's obvious that it's like her debut book. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I feel like it's pretty like it's like a little obvious that it's her debut book, even for me just like reading the first 2 chapters. But I'm gonna like keep giving, I'm just thinking of vibing with it. I don't know, there's something about it, like the writing style so far, that I'm not vibing with. And I don't know if it's just because right now, even again, like the first 2 chapters, it seems pretty generic. So I don't know, I'm gonna keep giving it a chance. Read at least, I'm gonna try to read at least, give it to like 100 pages to like really like solidify, like, oh, to see if I start enjoying it more or what of it. But yeah, so if you guys don't, honestly, I don't even really know what the book is about yet. All I know is that competition is about to start, and there's a prince, and then there's 2 princes, not princesses, princes, and what? Yeah, there's 2 princes. And then there's this other girl, I think her name is Callie. No, what? I don't know what her name is. I can't remember. I don't remember. There's this girl who's a thief because she's poor. That's all I know right now. And I think she stole sticky buns. That's all I know right now. That's all I know. So yeah. Also, one of the things that I'm like, oh, this feels kind of generic, is the fact, it's not like a spoiler or anything of the book. Also, I've only read the first 2 chapters, but there's people that have like magical abilities in this book, and the people, you know how every like in these types of fantasy books, like there's like a certain like number of powers that people have, and they're each like named like that certain power is named something. And in this book, the people who run fast, they're called like Flash. And I'm like, I don't know, I just feel like maybe something a little bit more creative could have been thought of besides Flash. So I just think about the Flash, you know, like DC. Wait, that's DC, right? Yes, DC. So yeah, I don't know, I just felt like the names could be a little bit more creative, but that's just me, you know. But again, I'm gonna keep reading it and get at least to the 100-page mark and see if I start enjoying it more. So that's Powerless so far. The other book I'm currently reading is The Shadow Cabinet by Juno Dawson. This is the second book in the Her Majesty Royal Coven series, and this one pretty much picks up a little bit past like the end of the first book. So basically the first book, this is a why do I always forget the genre, like the genre of this book? Urban fantasy. It's an urban fantasy. There's witches, modern witches. There's as a coven. And the first book ends in a cliffhanger, and I thought, when I read that, I was like, oh, how do I say this without spoiling it, without spoiling anything? I was like, oh, I don't think that's real as in the sense, what, not that it wasn't actually happening, but I don't think a certain thing was accomplished. And then the start of this book, I was like, oh, that was legit. That thing was actually accomplished. So yeah, this one I've read the prologue. No, it's not really even a prologue, because it's just like 35 years ago. So I guess the prologue, and then the first chapter. So that's all I've read. It's actually available on Libby. So I decided to just get on my Kindle, because this is such a this is like 500 pages. It's a thick, big hardcover, and it's actually kind of awkward and uncomfortable to read it physically, even though this book is beautiful. Gonna read on my Kindle because I feel like it's gonna be more comfortable. Also, if you guys are interested, this is the bookmark I'm using for The Shadow Cabinet. It's Emily Cromwell Designs. I'll link her shop down below. She has a lot of cute stuff, and she just launched her newest Halloween items, and then her full launch was the end of August. So she has a lot of fun stuff. So I'll link her shop down below. But that's the bookmark I'm gonna be using for this book. And yeah, so that's the updates. I'm gonna start reading in a little bit, I think. Not right now, I don't feel like reading right now. But yeah, that's the update. Yeah, that's the update. I'll talk to you guys again later once I've actually start reading. Hey, what's up? So it is October 1st, 11:36 p.m. Tuesday. So let's start off with what I've done so far today. I went to the post office to drop off a book that I sold on Pango. Then I went on a little walk like I always do on Tuesdays. And now let's talk about reading. So basically, was it yesterday or Sunday? I think it was on Sunday. I didn't film anything on yesterday. So like I told you guys, I was reading Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I decided to DNF it for the moment just because I was thinking about all the books that I want to read for spooky season, and it's officially spooky season because it's October, and I am more excited to read those books than I am to read Powerless. So I decided to DNF it for the time being and pick it up at some other time so I can focus on like all the spooky books that I want to read this season, because I feel like last season I didn't read much spooky books. So there's that. DNF it for the time being. So when it comes to the Shadow Cabinet, I think I put it in the right. Yeah, I'm on chapter 6. I'm on page 49. And thoughts so far, I'm a little confused. Like there's a good amount of characters in this book, in the series. So even though I've read like the notes that I took for the first Her Majesty's Royal Coven, I'm still a little bit confused as to who is who. And I've read the character guide in the beginning too. Still a little confused about who is who. Trying to remember, like, yeah, each character, and then also of what happened in the last book. Even though in the character guide in this, it tells you, it reminds you of certain things, I'm still a little confused. I'm a confused girly. So there's that. But I'm excited to get more into it, especially because there's one character figured something out already, and I want to know how that progresses and how everyone else is gonna find out and what chaos that's gonna cause. So that's that. Also, let's just talk about a little bit about what I want to read this spooky season. I'm gonna grab the books that I do already own. There are some that I don't own. So obviously the Shadow Cabinet, Witches, Coven, so spooky, and I think I said it before early in this vlog. It's an urban fantasy, and there are a few like pop culture references already so far already in this. So I know some people don't like pop culture references, so keep that in mind if you are planning on picking up this series. Then I also want to read The Diviners by Libba Bray. This is set in New York City in the 20s, and there are ghosts involved. So I'm excited to get to this. I'm a little scared because the font is like tiny. I'm debating if I want to get the audiobook for this, since I have a few Audible credits. So I'm debating on that. I'm not sure yet. If you, yeah, because this is the last day I'm filming this vlog. So if you have read The Diviners, then let me know if you listen to the audiobook, if it's a good audiobook, and if I should listen to the audiobook while I'm reading this. So it'll be an immersive read. That's how I, most of the times when listening to audiobooks, I'm following along with the physical copy as well, because that helps me concentrate better, because my attention span, not that great. Okay, so the other physical book that I have that I want to read this spooky season is House of Roots and Ruin by Erin A. Graig. This is the second book in the House of Salt and Sorrows series. I have no idea how many books is going to be in the series, because it took a while for the second book to come out. I didn't even know a second book was coming out. So I reread the first book last month in September, right? Yeah. So I'm excited to get to this. This follows, what was her name? This follows Verity, who was the youngest sister in House of Salt and Sorrow. So it takes place a good couple years in the future. And basically in that book, in the first book, Verity was able to see ghosts. And she thinks that, in this book, she thinks that like curse was broken and that she can't see ghosts anymore, but technically she still can, but I don't know how. But like, I think if I remember when I read the synopsis, like her sisters are keeping it a secret from her that she still can see ghosts. So, and there's something else about, I think she goes to the mainland, because in the first book it's set in an island. Not really sure, but there's gonna be ghosts involved in this as well. So a lot of ghosties in the TBR so far. Okay, so the books that I don't have. First off, I'm looking over here because I wrote a list. Okay, so first off, I want to read Macbeth by William Shakespeare. It's gonna be a reread for me. I read it, I think, in high school. I can't remember if it was junior or senior year, which that was so 2007, 2008, around that time period. So don't remember much. I just remember obviously the thing that most people like talk about Macbeth is like Lady Macbeth, like, right, that she keeps seeing, like, because there was a murder involved with the shit, and she keeps like washing her hands because she keeps seeing blood on her hands because she feels guilty about this murder that occurred. And I remember like a battle, and I remember somebody being stabbed in the back. So that's all I remember about that. Honestly, that is my favorite Shakespeare Shakespeare work. And it just goes to show that like, not violence, but a lot of like action, because I know there's like a battle, sort of battle that goes on in this book, and that's one of the things that I was like, when I was reading it in high school, I was like, oh, what's happening? So I like, yeah, whatever. So when I read that, and the reason I want to reread that is because I want to read Lady Macbeth by, I think, Ava Reed. Can't remember much about the synopsis about that, but has to do with Lady Macbeth and Macbeth. So I might choose to read that for this spooky season. So there's that. And then the last book I want to read that I don't own, that I'm thinking I'm probably gonna get it on Saturday or Sunday of this week. Don't quote me on that. We'll see what happens. So, because basically I'm allowing myself to buy myself one book a week each time I get paid from working. So anyways, so the book I want to read is Long Live Evil. I can't remember who that is by. I think this is her debut book, but I'm gonna put it up here. And basically what I can remember from the synopsis is that it starts off like in the modern world, but then it's the main character ends up in a fantasy world, and it turns out that she's the villain of the story. So I think it's like kind of like a villain origin story. And yeah, I'm not sure, but I'm excited to read that. So I need to pick that up soon. And that long list of books is the reason why I decided to stop being powerless for the time being, because a lot of these books that I want to read are on the chunky side, and I think Long Live Evil is like a chunky book as well. Macbeth, shorter book. I think that is the shortest book in the TBR. So I have a lot to read. Speaking about reading, Gavin it's Tuesday, so Gavin does his Patreon reading sprints on Tuesdays. So I'm getting ready to watch that, to go get some readings done, get some of the Shadow Cabinet read. And yeah, that's what I want to read this spooky season. And yeah, so let me know what you want to read. What are you reading this spooky season? And if you read any of these books and what you thought about them, without spoiling anything, of course. But yeah, that's the update for now. Once I've actually started doing some reading and dive more into this, I'll let you guys know. What's up? So I just want to wrap up this vlog. It's the can't speak. It's the next day. It's Wednesday, October 2nd. It's 10:58 a.m. And okay, so yesterday I did read more of The Shadow Cabinet by Juno Dawson. I'm now on page 83. I'm on chapter 10. So I read 4 chapters. Didn't read much, but I read something, you know. It sometimes just takes me a little while to like get into a book, so I think that's what's happening here. Maybe I think once I get to the 100-page mark, then I'll start reading maybe a bit faster. I don't know, we'll see. But I'm working tomorrow, so I'm probably gonna read on the bus / train, so we'll get some more reading done tomorrow. Yeah, obviously keep reading this week. And yeah, there isn't much else I can say plot wise about how I'm feeling about this. My thoughts haven't changed. I'm still waiting a bit to get into it, and I'm still trying to get reacquainted with all the characters in this book. So there's that. Yeah, so yeah, that's the update I have for this vlog. So I think in this vlog I finished rereading House and Stone Sorrows by Erin A. Graig. I finished my reread of 3 Dead Crowns by Kendare Blake, and I started The Shadow Cabinet. So yeah, I'm gonna continue reading this week, and in the next vlog, which I'm most likely gonna start today. And yeah, so that is all for this vlog. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up if you would like, and if you haven't yet, subscribe if you would like to subscribe. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys here next time on Yari Hearts Books. Bye.